Despite headlines from mass tech job cuts, layoffs overall decreased slightly in February and have remained historically low. But when headcount needs to come down, there's an alternative to mass layoffs: paying your employees to leave. Joining us now to explain, we've got Yuri Nizi, who is the chair over at UC San Diego's Rady School of Management and author of Mixed Signals. Okay, all right, break this down for us. Paying people to leave. Who has done this before? I mean, Amazon has been perhaps one of the most noteworthy companies that's at least tested that over an extended period of time, then scaled it back. But where else might this be applicable?
Good morning. It's great to be here. So the value, your value and my value depends on how motivated we are, how happy we are to actually be at our workplace. If you come on Monday morning or Thursday morning, like today, early in the morning to the job and be really like, well, I don't want to be here, your value is not going to be great, no matter how talented you are, how good looking you are, and how deep your voice is. So we need to know as employers, as managers, what they need to know is how motivated you are to work. But it's very hard to know. If I just simply ask you, look, how motivated are you? You'll tell me that you're very motivated. That's not a very reasonable or good way of learning this. And in many cases, we can't really judge how good someone is at their job because we observe a teamwork, we observe something that we'll see only in the long run. So it's very important to actually get this right, how motivated people are. And just simply asking them won't work. One way that companies like Amazon, as you said, used is something that is called pay to quit. I'll try to get your motivation level using incentives. So here's how it goes. Say that I offer you, you know what? Here's $10,000 if you leave us today. Yeah, you're welcome. But you have to leave your job for that. No. Right? So I'll give you $10,000 and then you'll go and everything will be good between us. Right? So that's a good way to actually get the people that are less motivated. Why? Because if you're motivated to work for me, you'll say, no, thank you. I actually enjoy working for you. I don't want to go. And if you are like on the fence, you're ready to go already, but you wait for something to happen, then you'll just say, no, thank you, I'm going to stay. And this way you can really separate the people that are fed up and ready to go. They might have been great employees 5 years ago when you hired them, but now they are not anymore. You can get the less motivated people out of the door. They'll be happy, right? So it's not like firing someone. It's not like firing, which is a very unpleasant thing to do, I guess, right? So you really get the people that are less motivated. They live in a happy way. And the people that you keep are going to be actually probably performing better because now they'll have to justify to themselves that, why did I give up this $10,000? Right? So I probably really like this job and they're going to invest much more effort.
Yeah, you could call it sunk costs or sunk opportunity costs there. I really like the idea of using incentives to nudge people in certain ways, whether monetary or otherwise. And you give a really interesting example. Let's say I'm an employer. We're over the pandemic now, and I want my employees to return to work, say 3 days a week. Well, a lot of them might protest, but there's another way I could potentially frame this that would be perhaps more motivating to them.
Right. So basically what I do is look at how incentives change the story. Incentives send a signal about what's going on, and you figure out from the incentive what's the story. We get lots of information, and we need to make a story out of it, and incentives really help us with this. So imagine two scenarios. In one of them, the company tells the people, look, the party is over, the pandemic is over, we all need to come back to the office. Instead of 5 days a week, you'll have to come for 3 days a week. People are going to be very upset because they see it as a punishment. Now they have to come back to the office for 3 days a week. Imagine the alternative. I'll tell you, look, the pandemic is over. We have to come back to the office. But because you were so nice and you behaved so well and you worked so efficiently, we're going to let you work from home for 2 days. Exactly the same outcome. You come into the office for 3 days a week, but a very different story. Instead of we are punishing you now by making you come back to the office, instead of that, we are telling you, look, we have to come to the office, but you're so great, so we're going to give you 2 days off. Okay. Off of coming to the office, right? So exact same economics, very different story. That people.
Do you see a future where this pay to quit strategy will replace severance and severance packages and costs there that we've seen mounts for companies?
Right. So I think that that's not going to be good for every company. There are companies in which you can simply observe the output of people. So if I can observe, if you work on a line making T-shirts, I can really count how many T-shirts you're producing, and then I can reward you based on that. So we're talking about a sector that it's very hard to know their productivity, their immediate productivity. So over there, I'm going to see much more of that. And yes, I think that smart companies will use that instead of firing people, getting people to be unhappy about it, which has long-term impact. You can really select the people that want to work for you. And that's extremely important. So I really suggest using it.
All right, we have to leave it there. Really appreciate your insights here, and made me think about a couple of things. And
no, you can't go anywhere.
I can't go anywhere.
You got to stay. You got to stay.
All right. Well, we definitely thank you for coming here, Yuri Nizi, author of Mixed Signals.